Hi everybody, it's Mr. D at In the Middle with Mr. D1 at blogspot.com with some teaching tips for lesson 22, day 3 of my sight singing program S Cubed, available on Teachers Pay Teachers at Music in the Middle with Mr. D. So we're all about syncopations right now, and yesterday I have two 6th grade classes who did the lesson from day 2. One of those classes struggled immensely with the syncopations, and the other class, the one that actually I record each time, didn't struggle nearly as much, and they did a little, but not nearly as much. So we want in this lesson today to kind of pull it all back together and help them remember how to recognize when syncopations are present. And what I always tell them is when there's an individual eighth note or a dotted quarter eighth combo or just a dotted quarter, those are some signs. And also for our students, dotted half notes might feel syncopated. So even though it's technically not, we want to try to help them be successful. That's the whole essence of S Cubed. And in order to do that, it helps them to recognize when something unfamiliar may be happening. And also it helps to remind them to sing what they see and not what they think it ought to be, because when they try to go by how it feels, they don't always succeed. So they have to remember when they double, how long to hold things, and you want to remind them of these things. So then I'm going to ask a question about, you'll see in number 2 what that is, and you know where to go with that. And then number 3, we're preparing them for the key of C. So the question there is designed to help them do that. So let them describe in detail the answer to this question that you'll see when you get the warm-up. And then group rhythm exercise is, again, all about that preparation for 2-part singing that's coming. We yesterday pushed our students to notice individual beats that are unison, not just individual measures that are unison. So they have some recovery strategies. These are the things we want to prepare them for. They're going to need them. We're increasing the difficulty really quickly. So now on the game today, you'll see in the lesson what the forbidden pattern is, and we are going to do a lot of ascending intervals that involve the re fa la tool. We're also going to do all the re fa la. We're just going to focus on re fa la. I'm going to get that in their ears now. And then when we do our follow the hand, we're going to make sure that we are helping them with finding the re's and the fa's and the la's above do, and then also below, going from do to la. Anything involving the re fa la tool. They're not going to want to go high enough on the fa. That's very typical. So if they miss it, what you see me do in the teaching videos is I go back down to do. They can always find do. I go stepwise up to fa. Once they get to fa, I tell them while they're holding it, remember that sound so that you can find it again. Then I go back down to do, and then I go to re, and then I'll pop up to fa. And they usually get it right on that second run. Again, look at the teaching videos, because there are some really difficult things happening here, and it might help you to see how I'm handling it, because everything I do is based on my experience with failure. So hopefully now we're getting to that place of success, and some of the things I may not say in these teaching tip videos, and it may be time to kind of take some look at those if you have not been doing so, to see how I'm handling real life. All right, so then the sight singing example basically is all about the key of C and what to do. And we start to use that terminology now. We're not going to, in the first round of S Cubed, which is going to end around week 27 or 28 of a series of lessons, we're not going to talk about key signatures in detail in a theoretical way. They're not ready, in my view. So, but we are going to mention things that might cause them to ask questions. We hope they will ask questions. So when you talk about the key of C, use the terminology key of C, use the term middle C, and it's in all the little directions I've given here for you and the students, so that they will maybe ask some questions. We want them to ask when they're ready, and now we just want them to be successful dealing with these syncopated rhythms. So you want to focus on some rhythmic patterns in this exercise. You also want to make sure their eyes are not confusing when you have a B versus a C. Because a lot of them do confuse that. Yesterday you may have found that to be the case. These are a lot of the things that you want to continue to reiterate with our beginners. The more advanced kids are going to be fine. I've got this, but the ones that are beginners are the ones that we want to help them see that a B and C are not the same. At the end of the exercise you'll see that. But anyway, those are some of the things I'm doing with mine. You again see in the teaching tip videos, the teaching videos themselves, how I'm handling those things. I'm giving them longer time now because these are complex. With their chaos, I give a minute, then I wait, then I give another minute, then I wait. We talk actually during the wait time, and I ask questions. Do you see a pattern here? Where are the syncopated rhythms? All the things are going to help them be successful. If I notice when they're in chaos that they're not keeping the beat very steady, I reiterate to them, pulse your hands. Make sure you're counting yourself in and that you're keeping everything steady. Because now they're starting to use some new tools. Sometimes they're choosing to ignore rhythm so they can find pitch. So now I always remind them, maybe on the second or third round of chaos, to make sure that they actually do the rhythm correctly at least one time before they have to sing it for me. So those are some of the things that we're doing to help them be successful. It is the key of S cubed. I hope it's working for you. Have a great day.